on his own, trying to swim. So hopefully he can make something shake. But to your point, I was cracking up because you see the glee in Eddie's eyes when he talk about Boots. That man is so gleeful. He is excited. He is proud. You don't get that same energy when he talks about Shakur.
Right,
You just don't get
right,
that same energy. It just don't feel the same. If I was Shakur, like you said, I would be taking I would be taking notes about that. He ran in the ring. He picked him up. Spun him around. I was like, okay, Eddie, what's happening right now? So I thought
right.
that was extremely interesting as well. But as far as him, calling out saying, I don't know what this boy got going on. I don't know if he thinks that people are stupid or if we can't see through the smoke and mirrors. I'm not exactly sure what he's thinking, but you are not on the table. You had your opportunity. I'm not gonna say that it's completely gone because I'm not
Right.
part of Tank's team. I don't know what's going on, but as of right now, you're not in the works. And PBC may be coming to some type of merger with Top Rank. Boy, they don't need you. He could go over there and run through all the Top Rank fighters if he really wanted to before he retired. So when they presented you with the opportunity and before his fans start jumping all on my back, y'all saying there was no offer sent, there was no this, there was a conversation, regardless of the nature of the conversation, which you still haven't come out and said what it was. But out of his own mouth, he said that Tank's team reached out. This was after Loma pulled out of negotiations. So obviously he's looking for a fight. Now, whether or not you wanted more than one fight with PBC, whether or not they thought that you were valuable enough to offer you more than one fight, I don't know. To be a fly on the wall, who knows? But at the end of the day, you were presented with an opportunity that you declined. And I don't want to hear no more from these fake financial gurus about, oh, how much money he should be taking. Shakur is fighting on undercards across seas. So if you have the opportunity to be on pay-per-view on the main stage with the face of boxing, you take it, because more important than any money is going to be the opportunity that you are granted at that time.
Definitely a fact. Definitely. All things salute my boy for sure. My boy, salute, salute, man, for sure. Shakur, he's just like he put all his chips into believing in Eddie Hearn, getting him the big fights, and I know he like he had to really logically, literally think like, yo, this guy can't give me the fights for real. Like somebody on his team got to be over there telling him, like, man, this guy's not going to be able to get you the fights over there. But it just looks like his whole team is just a team full of guys that are yes men. Like they are true yes men, and they're not doing anything significant for Shakur's career. Like to let him get in, to put him into a situation like this now, to where Turkey is cutting him off. And then, you got Eddie Hearn pretty much, basically begging the zone to fund the fight now. Like this is just a bad situation for Shakur and the Shakur fans. They are so in denial about what's going on and acting like this isn't serious. This is some real serious shit right here. Because if this fight goes to purse bid, it's going to be trouble for Shakur. We don't know who's going to pick it up, which is we already know the logical people that would pick it up would be either Oscar or Eddie. And don't let it be Turkey, because Turkey is going to be on his terms, and it's not going to benefit for Shakur if it's on his terms as well. Like, and Eddie Hearn's not even defending this man, Shakur. Just like I was speaking about Boots, like Eddie Hearn doesn't defend his fighters when the fire comes to them. Like it's just crazy. It's just real crazy. And the Shakur fans, they just sitting there like, oh well, and Eddie Hearn, he's the best promoter. He's gonna get the job done. He can get all of these fights. Um, Turkey can make all the fights happen and stuff. Like, what happened to all of the Turkey can make the fight happen with Tank? No,
Well,
he got
I
the
mean,
money.
I mean, again, that's why my name is Stop Capping and Caping, because that's all they're doing. First of all, we all know that Eddie Hearn is not going to stick up for Shakur because that is not in his financial best interest. If you
Right,
recall, he got that, what was it? I think it's 1.4 million billion, some kind of bailout from the PIF fund that Turkey manages. So he really don't, he can't, even if he wanted to, he can't stick up for Shakur because his tap is being fed by Turkey Al Sheikh. He don't want to be out there in the cold. Look at what they just did to Shakur. We ain't funding nothing for you. So now Eddie Hearn has to make this fight, happen some way or another, or like, to your point, he's going to be stripped. And we all know Shakur without a belt is just as useless as a goddamn uh, uh, a chair with no legs. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
he needs that piece of hardware because other than that, he really has nothing else to bring to the table in order to negotiate. I mean, from a negotiation standpoint, his margins are slim as is. So you take that hardware off of him, and he really up shit's creek without a paddle. He it's almost like he's mirroring Devin's career at this point in time, and he ain't even get beat up on camera. You know what I'm saying? So I
Facts.
get that his fans are like, 2-time or 3-time world division champion, all of that. All of that means nothing when it comes to the business of boxing. Now, when it comes to certain things like money, you know what I'm saying? Either you're bringing some in or you're not, and unfortunately, he is not. And he may still have a couple of connections in the game because if you're liked, then, people will still help you out and throw you a bone. But if you're becoming more of a liability than an asset, you best believe they are going to cut your butt loose. And I feel like that's
Hmm.
what they're looking to do in this particular situation.
Facts. Exactly. You definitely called it exactly right. This situation is definitely just as similar as Devin, if not worse. It's definitely worse because he ain't coming off an ass whooping. He coming off of off of a win. And all of this shit is happening to him. And his value is looking just as worse as Devin Haney's is right now. Like just as worse. And Shakur already said he ain't like the Haney's where he ain't willing to kiss turkey ass. No, the Haney's they gonna kiss turkey ass. What's it called? Shakur had already done chose that he don't want to kiss turkey ass, and now turkey cutting his water off. And it's just crazy. This is crazy.
And if you remember, for the last couple of months, it's been, oh, Turkey got the bag. Why don't Tank come over here with Turkey and this and that and this and that and this and that and this and over there for that welfare check? And like I said, Turkey, they saw Turkey as a lick, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? But now that lick want a lick. So, and you can't give him one, and neither can Eddie because Eddie owes him money. So, I mean, you're running around here with a bunch of guys who are acting like they bosses, but they're really a bunch of high level employees. And that's just the fact of
Right.
the matter. You know, if in fact Eddie Hearn does pull this fight out of a hat, which I am very, very anxious to see how he does that, it's going to be a miracle on 34th Street because he don't have no damn money. And if it's up to Oscar and his little petty ass, he's going to do everything he can to put the odds more in Zepeda's favor.
Hmm.
And Shakur, I mean, hopefully his hands are up to par, and hopefully, he can pull this off. But Zepeda comes forward. He is a very, very, on your ass type of fighter. So I mean, I don't really see how he's going to be able to handle this. And as far as him screaming out "tank, tank, tank," I mean, kick rocks with all of that, yo. Nobody's listening to you. We're no longer believing you. We don't believe that you want the tough fights, or you would have been in them. You had an opportunity to fight Devin. You had an opportunity to fight Tank. I don't care what you say. The opportunity was there. Whether or not it was, financially what you wanted it to be, the opportunity was there. And capitalize on that opportunity, the money will come. But I don't feel like he really believes in himself or his hands or whatever he got going on over there. I believe it's something going on over there that they really don't want the public to know, or they all know he not really like that, including him. Now, you alluded to his team, and I wanted to speak a little bit about that too. That team that he has over there, the Jay Princes and the Eddie Hearns and all that over there, none of them give a damn about Shakur. They care about
Facts.
how much money they can make off of that boy, and you can tell that because again, if he would have taken that opportunity with the PBC, Shakur would have received the most of the money for the fight with Tank Davis, because we all know everyone receives their highest bag with Tank. But since
Absolutely.
PBC model is you get paid more off the back end and you get a smaller purse, Eddie and Jay Prince and probably Shakur, whoever else he got in his pocket, did not want to have to split a smaller pot. I mean, these are just the facts. And I don't know why this young man has not opened up his eyes yet to see the lineup, because he's definitely being lined up from, it looks like, all parties involved. So
Facts.
I'm not sure what moves he needs to make. I'm not sure how much more time he has with Eddie Hearn. I'm not sure how much more time he got with Jay Prince. But if I were him, I would beeline the hell away from them immediately, if not sooner. I understand you are, a young man, you have your wife and your child or whatever the case may be. How about y'all start bringing that money back to the house? She don't look like she got no job. Why don't you put that little heifer in business school so she can help you build your brand or whatever else it is you got going on over there, because you about 27, 28. I don't know how much longer you plan on boxing, and it doesn't appear that you got anything saved or stacked away. I don't see any other business ventures. I think I seen him in maybe like a liquor commercial one time and maybe like a sneaker commercial one time. But those are partnerships. And if you're keeping the same team, you paying them out of those partnerships. So again, I just, me personally, if I were on his team, I would tell him whatever makes you a bigger star, can get more eyes on you, to shine you in a better light, then that's what you do. Sometimes when you're a real dog, you just take the opportunity to show that you are that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the thing. He don't want to bet on himself, and that's the main problem that the Shakur fans isn't realizing. Is not realizing that Shakur is not willing to bet on himself in certain particular fights. No, the Devin situation, he wasn't willing to bet on himself. No, Tank Davis last year wasn't willing to bet on himself. And now you got the Jose Payda situation. Is he going to be willing to take a low amount of money that he was expecting to make this fight happen? Is he going to bet on himself to win this fight and just take whatever they offering, not just whatever, but just take not the amount that you was expecting that they were going to that you were going to get, and just take the fight and fight this guy and beat the guy. I mean, the thing is, Jay Prince and them, they don't give a fuck about Shakur at all. They really care about more so like Abdullah Mason. They care about Keyshawn Davis. They care about those guys more because
It's,
believe that
it's,
those guys bring
it's
more. They bring more value and they have more potential. They have a more stock. They have more stock than he does.
is
Go ahead. Go
Keyshawn
ahead. Go
under
ahead.
Jay Prince?
I don't. Matter of fact, I don't. I'm not sure. I'm
I
not
don't think
sure.
he is. I know
I don't.
Abdullah
I don't
is.
think he is. I know now Abdullah is. Keyshawn's not with them. But just per se,
Mm-hmm.
he no Jay Prince cares about Abdullah more because he knows the potential that Abdullah has. No, he's a guy he don't have the same fighting style as Shakur. He's young. He just turned 21, so he got a lot of time left in boxing. Then you got Shakur Stevenson with brittle hands. They're gonna be ready to cash him out eventually.
And I think the chickens are coming home to roost. I think eventually is now, because, like, and I know I get a lot of pushback. Oh, he doesn't want to fight him, but you're running around here to my tank, tank, tank. Your fake brother got a belt in that same division. So you already, minimizing your opportunities by saying you refuse to fight him. So what is it? Just Tank or Zepeda? Like, those are your only two options. And then what? If you don't get either one of them, are you going to move to 140? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You're putting yourself in a smaller box, and to be honest with you, you don't have a lot of options, because yes, maybe before people ducked you, maybe that is a possibility. I don't recall any, but it's possible. But if that's the case, when guys are calling out your name, why don't you just fight them? Just like you was about to fight Kid Austin when he called you out, you didn't hesitate for that. He calling
Right.
my name out. I'm about to beat this. Like I always say, Shakur's only a dog when he not facing one. If he don't think you can really give him no problems, he on your ass. But it's when you are a
Right.
big puncher. It's when you're a volume puncher. It's when he thinks that he can you can get in there and really do some damage to him. Then all of a sudden he's a financial guru. Everybody Elon Musk. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like Bill Gates and shit. Like now y'all worrying about the money.
Facts.
I just don't understand what's happening, and he's rubbing people the wrong way, especially people that are putting money behind him. Like I said, you can say screw Turkey. You told me now if he told you one thing and then he went a different direction for whatever the case may be, the pay structure, the financial money he got going on. He probably like, listen, I'm already giving Eddie Hearn this. I'm already giving Oscar that. You better take this. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that there wasn't even a conversation behind the scenes, like that's just so tacky to me. It just doesn't appear he knows how to conduct himself in a business setting or business format. And then you got people like Jay Prince out here trying to solicit himself to Javante Davis. Like it's just a big bowl of mess.
Man, like that pointless too. Pointless for him to even do that. Just because damn well Tank ain't even looking Jay Prince way at all. Like it's just pointless. Like and the Shakur, he just like he has like him, Bud, a lot of them guys they love being around Yes Man. So they listen to whatever these guys say. And where's the guy in the camp that's gonna be real with you like, hey Shakur, man, hey, this matchroom deal, hey, this ain't looking good, man, for real. Dude, he Eddie Hearn, he a snake, man. Tank was right. Tank said dude was a snake and said he ain't gonna be able to, get you the fights you want and and be able to help your career and put and make you a star.
And that's
It's all of this shit's coming true.
everybody talks so much shit about Tank. Tank was right literally about Turkey. He was right about Eddie Hearn. So you think for 1 second he gonna give a second glance at a nigga like Jay Prince? Tank is from the hood. You know what I'm saying? So he know when a nigga trying to line him up. He know when a nigga trying to run game. He know when a nigga not who they say they are. What do you say about Turkey? This nigga right here, man, son ain't right about this nigga. I don't like how he talking. I don't like how he moving. I don't like this. I don't like that. Now look at it. Months later, it's all coming out. He's not doing what he's not doing right. And I still don't know where the hell this goddamn card is gonna be May 2nd. It's no longer in Times Square. So where is the location? I've heard it's gonna be Coney Island or some other crap like that, but it's not in Times Square. And you have less than what, a month? You got about 2 or 3 weeks. Nobody knows what the hell it is. I don't see any promotion for it unless you're watching a DAZN card. You won't see any promotion for this. I just Turkey. He just not. He don't know what he's doing, and apparently Oscar and Eddie just don't give a damn.
They definitely, that's so crazy because the fact that Turkey that Turkey literally made it to where he like, oh, we got the fights in Times Square. Oh, we gonna do a fight in Alcatraz. Like he doesn't know anything about boxing for real. Like all of this shit is like a kid at a candy store just buying all and any the candy that he wants that he's doing pretty much, and all of that shit is falling to the ground right now. It's falling to the ground. Even with Turkey, now he's cutting back on fighters' money. As far as what he wants to pay, pay certain guys. Now you got Turkey. Of course, he was reported paying guys in cryptocurrency. You know what I'm saying? Messing up guys' flights. Like it's so much shit. And that's why I don't be understanding these guys. Why would you want to involve yourself with this guy? This guy definitely known to fix fights and everything. No, he will fuck your career up if he wants to. Like if you go against him, he's gonna go against you and he's gonna try to put all stacks decks against you 100% and try to ruin you. And like he just did with T.O. on the card, and then T.O. he mentioned the card saying the promo was ass, and he tagging Turkey name and everything, and then Turkey then threw a shot at T.O. talking about he need to be focused on the gym and training and shit like
That's
that.
not
Like
it. I was like, nigga, who you think you is? You ain't his daddy. Tell somebody said you need to be somewhere in the gym training. Shut your ass up and mind your damn business. He don't even know what damn card is being held. He don't even know if he walked into the ring first. He don't know if it's gonna be a ring. You worrying about the wrong shit, Turkey Al Sheik. You worrying
Wrong shit.
T.O. is doing on his leisure time. Why don't you get the logistics of your little tired ass boxing match together? Because I swear to God, that damn that press conference that they did, both of them press conferences looked like they was in an abandoned building in the basement. It was all dark in there. I was like, what the hell is going on in here? Can we get some light?
Right.
I could barely tell who was who. That is Pickpock Central, baby. It's dark as shit in there. I couldn't hear nothing they was saying. It was like the mics wasn't working. I was like, oh my God. I almost turned my TV off. Like, what is this? UPN 9? What is going on? I'm telling
Then
you.
you won't even see Turkey at the see now he's not even at the fights and stuff. He ain't even being at these press conferences. Like he funded the fight last night and wasn't even there. Wasn't even there. Like we ain't see no phone call from Turkey after the fight. Like none of that. Like Turkey, like he's slowly for surely like cutting himself away from these guys, and people's not peeping to play. They're not peeping to play. He's
They
really making us move out of here, but we hip to it. Like we're hip to it. Just these
It's the
delusional
thing
people out here, they're not hip. They
is,
don't read the room.
and they've engulfed themselves so much in Turkey and intertwined their careers so much with him that they're depending on his money. You know what I'm saying? That they really can't say nothing even if they wanted to. I mean, I know Oscar said a few little things. You ain't gonna hear Eddie say shit because, like I said, he done bailed Eddie out, so Eddie ain't gonna say shit. But Crawford ain't gonna say shit because he got his head up his ass hoping he can get some of that Canelo money. So you got a few people that just aren't gonna say anything simply for the fact that they're scared and their career is basically in their hands because they're fucking with promoters. Excuse my language. They're
Are
dealing
you
with
good?
promoters who don't want to do their own job and who really squandered their company's money away. So Turkey came in to them at the right time. He came in and gave them some money because they was all on their last leg. You see what I mean? It's obvious. And then for you to sit up here and now you worrying about who was he talking to, Babal or he said, oh, you know who feeds you and all, like, what are you talking about? You sound like somebody's girlfriend up here talking about, you know where you getting your money from, or who feed you, or whatever he said to Babal. Like, what are you talking about?
Yep, that's that Saudi Arabia dictatorship shit. That's exactly that shit. You're telling Baval, telling him you better make the right choice and make the right moves, pretty much, pertaining to the Benavidez fight, and exactly what Bivol do, vacate the title, and now he taking the trilogy pretty much with Berterbiev. Like did exactly what Turkey wanted. Like it's just like this shit crazy. Mag 7 Life, my thing is why every time Shakur has a real fighter on the plate, the fight never happens ever. And they always blame the other fighter. I see what Shakur and his team moves. Yeah,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean, go
and
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
that's what we just discussed. Like, Shakur never wants the big fights. Like I said, anytime that there is an opportunity for him to fight somebody that may cause him some type of problem, he becomes this financial guru, which is ridiculous to me. It just doesn't make any sense. And then even if he chooses an opponent, he wants to big them up like they some type of big bag tough guy. Shakur has fought maybe three, maybe four or five undefeated fighters his whole entire career. He's not really getting to it like that. You know what I'm saying? And there's other big fights and opportunities outside of Gervonta Tank Davis. But again, he has so many people in his pocket that he needs an exorbitant amount of money just to probably even see. I don't even know if he's clearing $1 million or $2 million after some of these fights. You got Eddie Hearn in your pocket. You got who was that? Josh Dugan. You got Jay Prince in your pocket. I mean, you added all these people in your pocket because you were a free agent. So I mean,
Hmm.
again, all of these things are his own doing. I don't feel sorry for this young man. I do wish that he would, take some sort of accountability, and to Mag Seven's point, stop blaming everybody else because you are the quote unquote A side, right? And that's what they tell me about Tank. He can make these fights happen if he really want to. So if Shakur is who he says he is, and y'all think he is, couldn't he make these fights happen if he really wanted to?
Facts, facts. And the thing is, I feel like he don't want to make the big fights by his actions. That's just my opinion. I look at it as he don't want to make the fights because, like I said, it ain't nobody over there at Matchroom. All the competition is at PBC and Top Rank at 135, and he decided to be over there at Matchroom, where his first fight he was about to fight Joe Cordina. Everybody gives Tank Davis the flag, saying that Tank moved up Lamont Roach, 130 pounder to 135, when this man Shakur Stevens was about to move a guy from 130 that coming off a knockout loss and bring him up to 135 and challenge him for his title, pretty much. Like, like, come on, this don't make no sense. Like Shakur, he moves like he don't want the big fights, but his mouth says that he wants it, but his words don't never match his actions. It never does with anything. His words, well, as far as when he be telling fighters he gonna put a belt to ass, the words never match there as well. Like it's just crazy. It is crazy from Shakur. Like, cause the thing is, we all know that you attach your name to Tank throughout your whole career, and along with everybody else, Top Rank, I think they really put their fighters on to doing that shit for real because all of them does it. All of them do it. And but Shakur, the way he did it was just, is just different because this fight could have been made already. This fight could have been made already, but Shakur don't want to make the fight by his actions. Yes, he's calling it out. He's calling Tank out and he's calling for the fight, but his actions is not showing that he wants to fight. He would have been came over to PBC. Like Jay Prince said, oh, we don't mind going over to the PBC. Well, show us. Okay, Shakur got one more fight on the deal. Finish our fight with Zepeda, and then come over to PBC as a free agent and take the one fight with Tank and let's get it cracking. Like it shouldn't be no talking for real. Like I'll be tired of talking about is Shakur gonna beat Tank and is Tank gonna beat Shakur? Like we can do this talk all day. When is Shakur gonna line it up? Because we know Tank already to make interest and already to put on and want the fight to happen. But Shakur has not showed us he wants the fight to happen. All he has said is that he wants to fight Tank every day, every interview that he's in. That's the caption. If you look at every interview that fucking Shakur has, all the caption it has Tank in there, like all of them.
Well, that's what I told you because he knows that's the only way he'll get views. So he has to do that. But I mean, and if we're being honest, like you said, his actions just don't match his words, and I don't believe Jay Prince either. Because why didn't y'all go when y'all had the opportunity to? I saw an interview with him a while back when the situation first happened where he admitted that Tank's team reached out, and he was saying how PBC didn't have any real 135 pounders. Well, sweetie, since you've been with Eddie Hearn, you've done nothing but attempt to make cross promotional fights. So that shouldn't have
Facts.
been a factor. You know what I'm saying? All you've been doing is trying to fight all the Golden Boy fighters. So why the hell you ain't go over there and sign the Golden Boy? This is what I mean by adding additional in your pocket that don't need to be in your pocket. Eddie Hearn is an additional hand in your pocket that do not need to be there. He serves no
Absolutely.
purpose.
Right. If he wanted the Kid Austin and he wanted this to pay the fight, when Oscars told him, yo, you want these fights? Come over here and sign over here to Golden Boy. He didn't want to do it. He should have did it if he want them fights. He would have got those fights easier. But just a short, the Shakur fans, let them tell it. Eddie Hearn is the guy that can get him these fights. Like this is the delusion that we deal with these Shakur fans. They are that damn delusional. Like it's really a sickness with these guys. Like there's no reason for us to be talking about Shakur. Oh, he wanted to get a fight with Zepeda. Oscar De La Hoya tells him, "Yo, come over here. You can get this fight with Zepeda and stuff." And he's begging for this fight. He's been begging for this fight for a year and a half now with Zepeda. For a whole year and a half, we've been talking about Shakur fighting Zepeda, and this fight still has not happened yet.
Some real shameful shit going on. And you know what too? I wonder, um because I saw his post on X where he was like, "Yeah, I'll tear him up," or something to that effect. So why is it taking so long? First his hand, then I think Zepeda hurt his hand right after the first Stephen Farmer fight, and all this
Yep.
foolishness. Okay, well now y'all are good, and now you're throwing another obstacle in the way. So I'm just not, I'm not sold on him wanting tough opposition. I'm just not sold on it. And more than that, when you do fight the opposition that you fight, you present them as tough when you all know they. It's like, wait, ain't that the nigga that was picking up my trash the other day? Like, what are you talking about? You,
It's exactly that.
what
Like
is
it's just
oh,
because the thing is, the Shakur fans, they're so hung off of what Shakur done at 126 and 130. They don't talk about much what he has done at 135. And I gotta be the person that had to like really keep pressing and then tell him like, yo, I want to talk about what he did at 126, 130. Let's talk about what he did at 135. No, Edwin, shit show. Yeah, Yoshino. Yeah, that was his first fight at 135. Yeah, he did what he's supposed to do with that fight. Arnold, lackluster performance in that fight for real. Won the fight, but lackluster. No, then Padley. No, should have got the guy out of there earlier than 6 rounds. He played with his food in there. But no, we all know Shakur don't have power. The man hurt both of his hands in that fight. Like Wally Moses is on record saying that this man Shakur's hands been hurt the last 7 fights. So we up here talking about Shakur ready to do this and do that, and then we know this man hands ain't healed, and then Shakur is saying that he want to fight with Tank Davis, but he ain't gonna fight the man until his hands is 100% healed. Which one is it? Do he want to fight Tank, or is his hands got to be 100%
and
healed before he fight Tank?
yeah, and then okay, so Cam, okay, we just gonna talk like we two people with sense, right? Because we are, right? And then like let's just because I've tried to put myself in the mind of these fans several times, right? And I just can't do it. So let's pretend, right, just for a second that we are Javante Tank Davis, and we hear that this boy got hand problems, and then we constantly hear him calling our name. Are you taking him serious?
Not at all.
You have the hands of a 75-year-old woman, and you have the audacity to continue to call my damn name. You don't want no smoke. And if I was Tank, I would give you a halfway decent offer, big enough so that if you duck out, it shows that you're ducking. But you're not really bringing nothing to the table for real.
Facts.
And if you lose this damn belt, you definitely don't have no leg to stand on when it comes to coming to negotiate with me, or even do I want to fight you. So I think Tank
Facts.
is looking at it almost like, man, if he don't get out of here.
Facts. Facts.
Shakur's problem is he hangs around with elite fighters to blend in, right? The Terrence Crawford's a dog, even though I can't stand him. He's a dog. It is what it is. The Andre Wards, the Mayweathers. You got all these guys hanging around you trying to give you pointers. You think you'd be better in the ring than what you are.
Exactly. Exactly. And the thing is, then he got the whole buddy system with everybody, being friendly with everybody. Like he being friendly with Keyshawn, Raymond Ford, try to be friendly with Abdullah, try to be friends with all of these guys. He was trying to be
Just
friends with Lamar Roach.
That's just so they don't whoop his ass. I'm not fooled by his nonsense. He makes friends with guys he thinks is a damn threat to him. Although, and then look what he do. He'll stab you right in the back because look what he did to Jamel Herring. Now supposed to be your friend. You beat the hell out that old man, that veteran. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like Keyshawn and Raymond Ford and Abdullah Mason, he know what time it is with them. He ain't stupid. Keyshawn molly whopping him. Abdullah bringing the pressure. Now Ford, I'm not so sure about, but he's not crazy. Let me tell you something. I see you, Shakur. I see you. Okay, you're not fooling me for one damn second. Not one. I see what you all about. You don't care. It's about principle when it's somebody you think you can beat. When you not sure or you not 100% or you ain't sparred them and you not sure how they gonna carry it in that ring, now all of a sudden the money gotta make sense. Miss me with all of this nonsense because you are running out of options and out of time.
Facts. Facts. You see all through it. Like it's so many different layers to Shakur of why he don't want big fights. And the friendship that he does is one of the biggest ones that all of the Shakur fans are in super denial about. They are in super denial about that Shakur he becomes these guys' friends so he won't fight these guys. He's doing that clear, and people be in denial about it. Like the whole Keyshawn shit. Keyshawn, literally, he beats Edwin De Los Santos. We know top rank. You know what how they gonna push that. Oh, Keyshawn beat he beat Edwin De Los Santos better than Shakur Stevenson did. They're gonna push that narrative. How
They
we
done resurrected De Los Santos from the damn grave, all because Keyshawn and Shakur don't want to fight each other. Because De Los Santos been what in the hospital for the last 2 years with his medical issue or whatever
yeah,
the
with the
damn
blood
case.
clots.
Where did they even drag him from to fight some damn Keyshawn? Where did they get this man from? Off his couch? This is what I'm saying,
Hmm.
and I'm not saying that Keyshawn is as bad as Shakur because I think Keyshawn will fight you. I don't think Keyshawn is afraid to fight anybody. However, we all know the top ranked model, and we all know that the matchmaking over there is impeccable, second to none. I just feel like he's a little bit more self indulged than he should be at this stage in his career. What he got, 12 fights? 13 fights?
Yeah, I think he had 13.
12, 13 fights. You doing good. You on the right track, but simmer down, youngin. Simmer down. Cause you not ready for no Javante Tank Davis. Why don't you get over there and fight your little brother, your fake brother, whatever the case may be. Or I mean, okay, fine. Fight De Los Santos. I'm not giving you no whole bunch of credit for that because of the condition that De Los Santos is in. But more importantly, they are going to compare those two fights. They are
Hmm.
going to force they're going to force some sort of um beef between the two. It's already jealousy on Shakur's part, but they are going to force some sort of beef because the fans are going to compare his fight with De Los Santos to Keyshawn's fight with De Los Santos.
Facts.
Who did it better? We all know who's going to do it better because Keyshawn ain't going to run. Keyshawn going to stand there and get with it.
Facts. Facts. That's exactly how they go push that.
I just don't see how he doesn't see the play. And again, he got to make his next move his best move because although he is not losing in the ring, his stock is on a fire sale. How the hell you keep winning but your stock going down?
Going where I've literally I think I've never really seen this in boxing for real. Where I've seen a fighter lose fights and their stock goes down even worse than what they had before. I think I've never seen this before, Ty.
Yeah, and you ain't gonna never see it again. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you are as Tank calls them, front runner to begin with, it don't take much to blow that house of cards down. Look at Devin. He got mollywopped by Ryan, and now they're looking to get rid of him too. You want to know why? Because you were a front runner to begin with. You got all your opponents from the senior citizen hall, the boxing realm. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time you fought somebody your age and your height and your same reach, and look what happened. So it's not a surprise, and the fact that Bill and Devin they're not really liked in the business. All of those things play a part in it as well. And regardless of what people want to say, and I know I hear people, oh, just make the fight, just make the fight. Boxing is a damn business at the end of the day. People got to get their money back off the money they spend. It's called a
Facts.
return on investment. They not out here just giving these fighters goddamn money for the hell of it. No, they expecting a return on their investment. And if they got to shell out all this money for you and they can't put your ass on pay-per-view and charge the fans a premium to watch you, your days are numbered.
Facts. Facts. Like I said, Shakur don't. He did the whole Bud Crawford shit where he went over there to Turkey to get guaranteed money. And that's a whole nother question. Where Bud Crawford in this? Where him to defend Shakur with Turkey right now too? Like where's he at? Like
Eating a sandwich, and I told you he's not gonna say anything because he's still hoping to get that damn Canelo bag, and he knows the only way he can
hmm
get it is through a damn turkey. So Terrence Crawford ain't gonna say a damn thing. He ain't gonna
absolutely.
say nothing about what's going on between Shakur and Turkey. If he says anything, it will be behind the scenes to Shakur, and he'll probably tell him to shut up.
Facts.
They're all over there on that
Facts.
welfare line, and they don't even realize that that welfare line is about to close.
That is a fact.
I don't know what these
That,
guys are gonna do. They're gonna have to come back down to reality. These promoters, it's gonna be time for them to step up and start doing their damn jobs, whatever little half-ass job Eddie Hearn was doing to begin with. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna see how this plays out. I am very, very interested in this. So we're gonna see how this all plays out. If they go to purse bid, if they end up settling on something and then making the fight happen, where the fight will take place. All of these things have to be, ironed out.
facts. They said the purse bid is if they don't get it negotiated, it's purse bid to be May 6th. So that's the deadline for them to get it done by May 6th. So that's
So what they got? Two
yeah.
more weeks?
Yeah. If I say it was today, today is the 13th.
They got
So
about
yeah, they got about a good solid like
two
three
or three.
weeks.
Yeah, they got about a good solid 2.5, almost 3 weeks, if not three. We'll give them three. They got about 3 weeks to get this all settled out. So hopefully, whatever they do, they can come to some sort of conclusion. And the holdup is Shakur. So I don't know how his fans are blaming Zepeda. The holdup is literally Shakur.
That I'm glad you hit that on the point right there for real, because like I see the fans out there like, oh, we hope Zepeda don't duck, and then you see Shakur and Eddie, they're pushing the narrative like, oh, Zepeda, hopefully he takes the fight. Like they're trying to push that narrative that is on Zepeda. Like, no, this is on Shakur right now. Zepeda, his money is good. He don't care about how much he's getting paid. He just wants the opportunity to fight and beat Shakur for that title. It's
That's what
on
I said.
Shakur because Shakur wants a certain amount of money, and Eddie's trying to make it happen for him in some type of way by trying to get the funding by the zone. But that's still a reach in itself too, because Eddie, my thing, like I heard Knockout mention that too earlier. What happened to the funding for the fights this year for Eddie? Like so far, like the year just started.
Let me tell you,
We just getting started.
if Eddie had a 1.4 million or trillion or billion-dollar bailout from Turkey, I doubt that covered any future endeavors. I believe that may have been then just to cover what happened in the past. So maybe, if anything, he is just getting out of the red, going into the black, which means he's not in a rush to go back into the red. Now, I don't know, because I did like look it up how much money he owed him, or how much money that he PIF bailout. Let me see something. For what was it? The zone?
Yep.
The zone boxing. Because I want to make sure I'm not just up here talking crazy, but I know I read that. It was 1 billion investment from the Saudi PIF fund. Um so let's see. Let's just take a real quick gander here. Yep, deal value 10 million streaming recently, blah blah blah. Saudi Public Investment Fund could acquire a majority stake in sporting streams in the zone. The Sovereign Wealth Fund has been linked to investments 1 billion since October. 10% stake held since 2023. Yeah, so he broke as all hell. Let me see something. Any potential partnership would strengthen the ties between Saudi Arabia and the zone. Look at this shit right here. Mm, mm. The zone allowed Saudi to amplify its sporting ambition. Yeah, so basically, it looking to me like they own Eddie and his little tire company. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, Shakur, he doesn't realize that by talking crap about Turkey, you're initially putting your own funding in jeopardy. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the big part of that because Turkey is funding all of Eddie Hearn's events, all of Oscar De La Hoya's events, all of Frank Warren's events. He's funding all of these guys' events right now.
And
And
just so nobody don't think that I am just talking out my ass, I want to share my screen so y'all can see what I'm looking at. Can y'all see this? PIF close to 1 billion stake deal in sports network The Zone. Can you see this? Can you see it?
mm, mm-mm,
No? Hold on a sec.
nope.
Hold on. It says share screen. Hold on. Let me get up out of here and go back to this. Uh, no? Hold on. Still no?
Nope.
All right. Hold on a second. Share screen. Share screen. And this, and share. Can you see it now? Why is not
Nope.
letting me? Why is not
Hold
letting me
on.
present? Yeah, it says stop sharing. No, I'm sharing now. And then at the bottom it just says stop sharing. Present. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? I'll just drop the link then so people can read it. I'll drop
You
the
know, so they, yeah, there's just, oh man, shit. Shakur, I'm telling you, it's going that purse bid